friends, welcome back to another video. It's Thursday, May 29th, 10 a.m. And since this is a long weekend, it is time for another reading challenge. And I would like to do a 24-hour reading challenge. I have done one before in the past, and it took me at least a week, might be a bit over a week, like 8 days to read for 24 hours. But since it's a long weekend, my partner and I have 5 days off, so it's a mini vacation. I think it's doable. I would like to do it in 4 days. So today, tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, and that would be 6 hours of reading a day, which for now sounds doable. However, I have been wrong in the past many times about time and what is capable in a certain amount of time. So we'll see if it is actually doable. I could use Monday as well, if I would like, but preferably 4 days for 24 hours of reading. First book that I will be reading is All the Better to See You by Gina Baxell. This is the last book I need to read for another vlog, so I have to finish this. I should have finished it yesterday, but things happen. So this is first, and then all options are open. So we're going to peruse through these shelves and pick some books and read. A lot of reading should be done. Also, we're gonna make an apple pie because my husband and I were married for 5 years yesterday. So we're having a little bit of a celebration today because yesterday I had so many plans or so many things I had to do that I was already too tired to do fun stuff. So today is pie day and pork roast day probably. So very excited. The problem with filming on your phone is that I cannot show you the timer. Fun thing is, I plan to do this video this weekend because I got a new camera. And I did. It came in yesterday. Turned out there was not a memory card in it. The listing didn't say I had to buy that separate. So I can't use it. So I'm still filming on my phone. However, this footage you're seeing now, this is my new camera. I made it work so I can film on the computer. I hope though the sound is good enough, because the microphones that I normally use don't work on this camera, so I also had to order a different microphone. So I'm now using my streaming one, but obviously it is not aimed directly at my mouth right now. So I hope it's good enough. I will try to fix it in editing if it's not. But this is what it all was about. We're starting the 24-hour challenge. With this book, I have 50 pages left. So far, I have been able to do 50 pages in a 45-minute sprint consistently with this book. So I assume this is gonna take me 45 seconds, but let's start the timer. There we go. The timer is now set on 23 hours and 37 minutes, which means that we're around 20 minutes in. And I did finish All the Better to See You. I really enjoyed this book. However, the ending was underwhelming. It's a 3 stars. If the ending was good, it was going to be a 4-star, but the ending is so predictable and underwhelming. But that means one book is done. And before you pick new books from these shelves, I would like to finish my audiobook of Vanya and the Wild Hunt, which I have 4 hours and 15 minutes left of. So I could listen to that while crocheting the body for this bunny, because this baby gift should be done soonish. So that is the next plan of action. It's 9 o'clock and I'm only 2.5 with 2 hours and 45 minutes in this timer. So yeah, 6 hours a day might not be doable. But I am halfway Vanya and the Wild Hunt, and I absolutely love this book. In this we follow Vanya. Vanya has ADHD, and it is written in a mild ADHD kind of way, which I really enjoy. It makes it feel very authentic, and Vanya is telling the story, but she, goes off topic often. Or, she has a little bit of side steps, and I really like that. I do think it's a very good representation of how it is living with ADHD, especially as a child. Vanya has been told things that I've personally been told many times, so I can relate. And she is really, really trying to be normal and fit in, which I think a lot of us are. So, especially on the neurodivergent side. So I think that's really, really good. Outside of that, Vanya one day forgot to take her homework to school. So she runs back to home and there finds her mom and her father being attacked by a monster. And that drives her in this very magical world that is in our world. But it has obviously a whole different side. And we're getting into that now, and she's learning a lot of stuff. I enjoy this very much. I highly recommend if you like fantasies with magical schools, monsters, monster hunting, I presume. There's also a bit of lore involved. There has been hints there have been snippet or winks to other stories like the Headless Horseman and stuff like that. I really enjoy when that happens. So I'm halfway. And this is how far I got with the rabbit. So the body is done, his 2 arms are done, and one of the feet is done, but I think I've sewn it on wrong because it looks like it's going backwards now. So I have to untake this probably, but tomorrow I will do the other leg first, and then see if I want to reattach this one. But yeah, that's the bunny. That's the book. Not as far in the challenge as I wanted it to be today, but did have a lot of fun, so we're all good. And then tomorrow we probably get to pick a new book. We'll see. Good morning. The timer looks currently like this. It is at 18 hours and 27 minutes. Which means that we read 5.5 hours yesterday, so a half an hour short, which is not too bad. Before the evening I was really, or at 9 at the evening I was really afraid that I would not hit it, but I made it anyway. Surprise, surprise. Don't ask me how. Which does mean that I have finished Vanya and the Wild Hunt. Absolutely loved it. 5 stars. The ending It's very intense, very interesting. And I'm very curious where she's gonna take this. However, the second book doesn't come out until 2027. So that's an extreme bummer. But it's a really, really good book with good neurodivergent representation, as well as LGBTQI plus representation. Which also means that we need to peruse the shelf. So I have started looking through my shelves, and I found this gothic haunted house short stories. I think this is the book I'm going to be reading on sprints today. This is for my yearly horror bingo board. You need to read 12 short stories in a collection with 12 short stories for hard mode. This has many more. So when I've read 12, I'm going to count it. I only read one so far though, but I enjoyed that one. So I'm curious to start. But I would also like to finish the crochet bunny as well as start the crochet bunny jacket for the baby. So I definitely needed an audiobook. And I think I'm going with the Deadly Grim because I have read The Grim Forest and enjoyed that. And then I started the Deadly Grim, which is the sequel. But at chapter 2, Kate came with the Wild Hunt, and it sounded way better to me at that time. So I wanted to read that because I was not really locked in the story yet. It was a bit... The first 2 chapters were a bit confusing to me, so I was fine moving on. But, you know, I really like the first story, or I like the first story, and I think I'm only 2 chapters in, so there's definitely time for the story to grow on me still and get out of the confusing mode. So we're trying that first this morning while, you know, making breakfast, crochet, pick some strawberries. That's the plan. And I will let you know if I've read something or, you know, done something important or not important. Or if I've done something. welcome to day 3 of this 24-hour challenge. Today the timer should be on 12 hours. So I'm sad to report it's not. Currently the timer stands on 16 hours and 56 minutes, which is not good. Life happened yesterday, you know. That's how it goes. Unfortunately, it did not go as planned and I was not able to read as much as I would like to. Which also means that today I should read at least for 8.5 hours. And then tomorrow the same to still hit my challenge. Which is not perfect, but you know, we'll try. I am 1 hour and 40 minutes in the Deadly Grim by Catherine Purdy. And it's not confusing anymore. And we're just about to enter the forest. So I think I will get into it now. There is 7 hours and 90 minutes left. So I should finish that today and then pick another book. To get the challenge. I'm not sure if that is realistic. But we'll try. But then I'm also playing with my new camera today. Also, I'm filming now next to the window, so it's very distracting to me. But yeah, so I will lose time by playing with the camera. So we'll see. Yesterday I did manage to finish the bunny. So it's all done now. It's very cute. I like it. Burp, burp. She's very floppy and it's meant that way, so that's good. The swatches are still not completely dry that I made for the bunny jackets. But I think it's good enough to measure the gauge. So we'll be doing that and hopefully I will start and finish a baby jacket today as well. So then when the baby comes I at least have her a bunny, a jacket, and festive bunting. Also, then there is less pressure for me because, you know, obviously I want to make the big sister gift, but the big sister only is 1.5 years. So she's too young to know anyway. So I could all make those for her birthday in fall if I don't get to it in time today. So, or before the baby's born. So I think for now, that's the plan today. Oh, well, I don't know. We'll see. Hello. It's 6:30. And I'm almost 6 hours in the audiobook. I have only 3 hours left. The timer is currently on 12 hours and 50 minutes. However, I am enjoying the audiobook. We're in the forest, stuff is happening, there's a lot of references to fairy tales, so I am really enjoying it. But I'm starting to feel that I've been listening for hours now. And I'm kinda tired of it. Which is unfortunate because this day should end with a timer on 9 hours. So I only have 9 hours to do tomorrow. Which, I don't know, doesn't seem doable right now. However, I am enjoying the audiobook. It's again not a real fairy tale retelling, but it feels like its own fairy tale with a lot of reference to other fairy tales, so I do enjoy it. I'm not sure if I can finish it tonight. I am trying. I am listening to it while crocheting, and I would also like to finish the crochet piece. I'm working on a baby jacket. However, I'm also a bit tired of that. I've been doing it for hours now. I just want something different. But I know as soon as I do something different, I'll probably not come back to it and not make it. So, yeah. We will see what happens next. Good morning, it's 9 o'clock of the last challenge day. And currently the timer is not looking as bad as yesterday, but it's also still not great. So I have managed to finish the Deadly Grim audiobook yesterday. I have listened to that almost all night. I think I stopped at 10:30. Therefore, the timer is now on 9 hours and 35 minutes. I enjoy the Deadly Grim better than the Grim Forest. I'm going to give it 4 stars. Obviously, you're already familiar with these characters and you care for these characters. A lot of plot was happening in the second book instead of the first book. Everything came to an end, but not a very predicted. I was invested. In the ending, there were again different fairy tales in act. And we had a lot of mysteries to uncover in this one, so I enjoyed it highly. I will give it 4 stars, not a 5 star. It's not going to be a new favorite, but I do think I enjoyed this one more than average. If that makes sense. So if you want a story that feels like a fairy tale and speaks about other fairy tales, I would definitely recommend this duology. However, being that took me all day, 7 hours to be exact, I could not read anything of the Haunted House short stories. My brain was fried, and honestly my brain is still a bit fried. So I'm scared for today, because today I need to do even more reading. 9.5 hours instead of 7. And I'm tired. But I also still need to film a lot of other things. So yeah, we will see. But this book I hope to get to, but I'm not sure. I do think I mostly need to rely on audiobooks once more today. Oh, I forgot to bring the crochet. I'll show you. I'll show it to you later. I need a new audiobook done. So let's see what Storytel has. Maybe Marnie Midnight by Laura Ellen Anderson. I kind of wanted to read those physically because she illustrates them themselves, and the illustrations are always extremely cute. But it's a trilogy and every book takes just over 3 hours, which means that if I read all 3 of them in a day, I hit the timer goal. And I think that is a fun trilogy to read in a day. Or maybe I could re-listen to the Nevermore trilogy, because I'm definitely craving a middle grade. I want something easy, but also something predictable I know I'm gonna like. And I love Nevermore. I read the first 2 books like 4 years ago. And finally the 4th book is coming out, or it is just about out. It's soonish, or just being released. It took years for that book to come. And although I love that series, I don't remember every gritty detail. And I think that is going to be important, especially with this series. So maybe rereading them is, a good thing to do. And it would be something easy and something predictable. I know I will get in these stories and I will love it. I think that might be a good deal. Oh, they're in Dutch though. I listened to them in English last time. That I've really enjoyed. Usually I enjoy middle grade less when it's Dutch, so. Alright, I got it. There's this Dutch middle grade series by Anne Roux. And the first series was The Magical Apothecary, and in the same world, she now has the Magical Academy. And there are 3 books in that series, and I intend to get to it all the time, but never did, never bought them. Look at them every single time. But I have read those in Dutch, so I don't think I would mind the Dutch audiobooks for these. But I know that I love that world. And I love the writing of that, of Anna Rose. So I think that's what we're going for. I'm starting the first audiobook now while doing breakfast. I swear, in a 24-hour challenge, at least 2 hours is spent deciding what the heck you're gonna read next. It's 12 o'clock now. And I filmed most of the videos. Not everything. Not everything. Still not done. But most is done. So I'm currently making lunch. I did start the Magical Academy by Anna Rose. Not listened to a lot because, you know, I have been filming. I can't listen to that while I film. You know, I chat to you guys. So. But it has been fun so far. It's really cool because this is set later than the Magical Pharmacy one. So the character we follow in the Magical Pharmacy books is now, I guess, an adult, but we haven't seen her yet. But she started the Magical Academy, so it's really fun to see that connection. I just really enjoy that. Oh, this is not going well. My bowl is too small, but I don't have a bigger bowl anymore. But today is a festival kind of day in my village. It's a yearly thing where they have a market from Germany to the Netherlands. And there are oliebollen, usually, always. So you want to get some oliebollen. Fair enough, I told them, because I wanted to go. But I forgot it was today. So after I ate lunch, that's what we're gonna do. We're going to the grocery store for a bit. So that will take time out again of my reading. And currently I still need to read 8 hours and 44 minutes. So not sure if it's gonna work. So I think I need to the 5th day, which is unfortunate because I don't want to. And I'm going to the hospital on the 5th day tomorrow. And I don't know if I can talk after that. So that's why I wanted to do it on 4 days. But yeah, then again, one day I haven't read because I was a bit, you know, life was happening. So if I would read tomorrow as well, it would still be 4 days of reading basically. But yeah. I am trying to get it done today, but I at this point I don't believe anymore. Because I also have the lecture tonight, so we will see. But I wanted to update you that I have filmed most of my videos. And I also just wanted to see what happened with this camera if I vlogged in the kitchen, because this is obviously less travel size than my phone, but it's still good enough. It could still fit. So yeah, that's it. I will see you after lunch. Or maybe I'll take you, but I'll probably take the phone to the market.
I have 5 minutes left before I have to go live for the live show of Shadow Hall Academy. However, I wanted to do a quick update because currently I still have 6.5 hours to read, which is not good and not doable with a live show at night. So I will not make it in 4 days. But I am very much enjoying the Magical Academy book. We're getting into the mystery now. We're getting back to the place from the past that was very significant in the first Magical Pharmacy book series. So I enjoy it so much that this is the same world, but they are using some of the same characters. It's just 5 years later. I really enjoy it. I do feel the timeline is a bit crooked because we're now following a 13-year-old and she was 8 last time. But I can't remember how old Lucy was in those books, because I feel like it was also like around 10, maybe 12. And she is now Miss, her last name. I'm like, yeah, but if it's only 5-year-old, you're probably either still a teen and, you know, barely adult, like 18-ish, which sounds very, it's weird. But maybe she was older in those books. But then again, if she was 14, she's still 19. And I think that's the high. I don't think she was older than that, but I'm not sure. Could be that she started at 12 and, you know, it's a 6-book series, so maybe she was 16, 17, maybe 18. At the end, I have no clue. I don't think so though. So that is throwing me off a bit. But the rest of it, I enjoy very much. However, I'm not going to do the live show now. We'll try and sprint afterwards. So probably won't see you again today. So I hope to update you tomorrow morning. That I can get some reading done before I go to the hospital. Because I'm not sure if I can talk after the hospital. Because they're gonna remove some teeth. So otherwise we'll have to end this on Tuesday. Just so I can give you a last update and round out the vlog. But that's the plan. Welcome to day 5 of the 4-day 24-hour reading challenge. The day I did not want. Oh well, life happened and we ended up not reading on 1 day. So if you look at it that way, technically in this challenge I only read 3 days and this will be my 4th reading day. Right? It counts, right? Overall, I don't think we did that bad. Yesterday, I did ended up reading some more. And I finished the Magical Academy. I enjoyed this book. I liked it. It is so good to be back in the world of the magical perfume. How do you call somebody that makes perfume? I don't know. Well, it is. There are a lot of ingredients that can make magical perfumes. And you don't have to have magic. You do need to have magic to make them, or not specifically to make them, but to use them mostly. They're called Sentifleurs. And it's just a fun concept. I really enjoy it. And I was really enjoying being back in that world and that magic. I don't think the timeline fits exactly. It feels a bit weird. But I can get over it. Just to be back in the story. This is a new series, but it does have characters in it from the first series. It is definitely set in the same world, but 5 years later. if I overlook the weird timeline feelings for me, because I think if you follow the timeline exactly, an 18 or 19-year-old girl has set up a school, which is so weird to me. But if I ignore that, it was fun. It was so good. It was nice. So I give 3 stars. Just because the timeline aches me. Otherwise it would have been 4. And with that, I now have 4 hours and 10 minutes left on the timer. So today the plan is to start the second audiobook. If I listen to it on 1.25 speed, which is my normal speed, then it's 5 hours and 16 minutes. So I will almost finish the second book with this challenge, which is so nice. Especially since today I am getting the pattern, the test knit pattern for Miriam Molenbeek. I will be testing the So Easy shawl, I think it's called. It's a variant on the anchor shawl. And this one has lace and I'm super excited. And this morning I saw that she already sent it, so I can start. And that is the plan. Start that shawl. See what I can already test from that pattern. And then listen to the audiobook. And that should fulfill my 24-hour challenge. And I will have a relaxing, chill day today. That's a lot. Because these challenges 24-hour challenge is not for the weak, guys. I think this is one of the hardest I've done. And it is a bit tiring. Especially listening to audiobooks for 6 or more hours a day. But we're almost there. Last day. We can do it. I'll be fine. I have filmed a update for you yesterday evening. However, apparently I was so tired, I did it in slow-mo mode. And that one has no sound. So here I am again, telling you that we did it. The challenge is completed. And it was just. There is now 0 minutes on the timer. And I almost finished the second book of the Magical Academy series. I think I have 50 minutes left. I am enjoying it now. This book took its sweet time though. The first part was only recapping about the first book in the Magical Academy series, and then the all 3 books of the Magical Pharmacy series, which for me was unnecessary. We already had the recap in the first book. It took so long, and it took so long for the book to get somewhere. I think we were over half before the mystery and the adventure started. And we were actually doing something. But when we were doing something, it was extremely enjoyable. I really liked it. I already am more familiar with the characters, obviously. So there is already interest in the characters. But yeah, I did listen to that all while doing the Testnet for Mira Molenbeek. I didn't get that far. Because obviously, you know, you're being very precise, counting every stitch to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to doing, and also figure out if the pattern works, which it did. That's usually the case, but you know, that is the job for the test knitters to test if that is actually true, and if everything is gotten out already in the tech edit. And this is how it looks now. I'm using Hobie Black Friday sock yarn from 2 years ago. Last year they didn't have it. I hope they have it this year because it was my favorite. So I'm very sad that I couldn't buy it last year. This shawl is a mix between garter stitch and lace. And I don't think you can see the lace very well because I haven't blocked it yet, but it looks good. It's extremely fast and addicting to knit. You don't see it like this, but it is. Trust me. The lace is not hard at all to memorize. There are 2 or 3 different rows you need to remember, and that's it. The rest is easy peasy. I love it. This is why I love knitting shawls. I'm very, very happy. This was my first time garter tab setup, and you get a lovely edge to the shawl, and you know that you knit immediately. And I love it. It looks so good. There's this detail in the middle of the shawl all going down. It's really good. I love it. I enjoy it so much. So enjoying the book, probably gonna be 3 stars because it took its sweet time. I was not enjoying the first half. And I'm enjoying my project, but I keep forgetting to show you the baby jacket. This is how far I got. It's done. Except for the most important part, the bunny ears. I still need to make the bunny ears, but I needed fluffy white yarn for it, and I didn't have it, so I got it now. So now I can finish it, and I need to do the buttons. Every stitch marker means a button, but isn't it cute? This is very hard to show, a baby garment, because, you know, I don't have a baby to put it on or anything else, so I'm just holding it up. But that is almost done. So for me, it turned out to be a very successful weekend, even though I did not get the timer in 4 days. 5 days is still fine. I enjoyed doing it. So if you know other challenges like this that you want me to do, please leave them down below. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe if you want to see more chaos from me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, nerd!